At kausapin po natin ngayon, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio, ang legal counsel ni Cassandra Ong. Attorney Topacio, magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Yes, magandang gabi, Ma'am Pinky. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, nasa na po si Cassandra Ong?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. Dahil sabi ko nga po sa aking mga opisyal na pahayag, it's been a while na mayroon po kami na linya ng komunikasyon with Miss Cassandra Leong.
Are you still serving as her counsel?
Opo, kasi alam niyo po, under the rules on legal ethics and the code of professional responsibility, unless we have unequivocal communication from our client na kami po ay terminated na ang aming engagement, we still have to perform whatever legal services we can extend to her under the circumstances, which is part of our sworn duty as lawyers and advocates for a certain client.
But attorney, if you haven't spoken to her, how do you know that you will still continue to be her lawyer?
Yun nga po, absent any termination, we will have to continue. Kasi yun po talaga ang duty ng isang abogado.
Opo.
Unless may sinabi sa inyo na, okay, papalitan na kita o we are dispensing with your services, ay kailangan pa po rin namin magsilbi. Sapagkat otherwise, we will be recreant in our duties as a lawyer.
And forgive me for asking this, but is she still paying you to be her lawyer?
Well, that is beside the point po. Because ay tinuro sa akin ng aking ama, a lawyer who regulates his efforts by his fees is a traitor to the profession. Hindi po lamang ang bayad sa abogado ang consideration ng pagiging abogado. It is a sacred duty, kaya nga po ang tawag po sa pagiging abogado, it is a priesthood at the altar of justice. Hindi porket hindi na kayo binabayaran o hindi kayo binayaran o libre, ay hindi na po ninyo ipagtatanggol ang isang kliyente.
So patuloy pa rin ang iyong trabaho para po ipagtanggol si Cassandra Ong. Attorney Ferdy, when was the last time you spoke to her?
It's been a while because yung iba pong mga ginagawa po namin sa kanya ay in connection with a special power of attorney. However, yun nga po ang sinasabi namin pagka nagmi-meeting po kami sa law firm, there was a recent decision of our Supreme Court that says that if your client is not present, then there is a very limited range of activities that you can do in order to continue representing her.
Okay, sorry. Attorney Ferdy, sorry. Did you say yes, limited range or unlimited range? Hindi ko lang po narinig.
Limited po. Limited. In the absence of a client. So, limitado po. That is our quandary, but nonetheless, limitado man po yung aming maaring gawin. Kung ano po ang magagawa namin, ay gagawin pa rin po namin. Ayon po sa aming katungkulan bilang mga abogado po ni Ms. Ong.
But what is your, I guess, advice as her lawyer? Do you think that she should show up? Dapat ho bang harapin niya yung kaso laban sa kanya? Ano ho ang...
Unfortunately, I'm sorry po.
Go ahead, sir.
Opo, well, unfortunately, we cannot broadcast whatever advice we give our client because that would be violative of the confidentiality clause between lawyer and client. But rest assured that in all of our legal advice directed towards her, we will never advise her to violate the law, and we will always advise her to act in accordance with what is stated in the law.
Then that would mean to me, as a non-lawyer, that you would advise her na harapin po yung kanyang kaso.
We can only advise her, Ma'am Pinky, but of course, since she is an adult and she is she's vested with free will, the final decision will always be with our client, regardless of our advice.
I mean, how do you know, how would you be able to communicate with her, given that you would want to advise her on how to confront the charges against her? What kind of communication do you have?
As I said, yun nga po ang aming boundary. Hindi namin masabi yung advice through the usual channels. Hindi naman namin pwedeng i-broadcast na parang panawagan dahil may lawyer-client confidence rule. So we are doing our best. Hahanap po kami ng way na mag-communicate sa kanya. Ngunit kung talagang wala, then we will have to do what is best with what we have.
What is one way to be able to get the message to her?
Well, it should be in a manner that is effective and direct, but also vested with a certain degree of privacy. Kasi nga po, any advice is lawyer-client work product. It is privilege. It is non-discoverable. So kailangan po, that would be a matter between the lawyer and client. Para pong, ano po yan yung doctor-patient privilege eh. So it is that sacred na hindi po pwedeng i-transmit to a third party or through other channels wherein there may be a leakage of what we will say to her.
So, what happens to her case in the event that she's not going to be found or she doesn't appear? How do you plan to face this on behalf of your client?
Yung isa pong kaso niya sa Pasay MTC ay na-arraign po siya. Therefore, that case may continue in absentia.
Okay.
With respect to the qualified human trafficking case, wherein she has not yet been arraigned and therefore the jurisdiction of the court has not been acquired over her person, then it will have to be archived after a certain time that she does not appear, only to be revived if and when jurisdiction is acquired over her person. She surrenders or is arrested. So yun po ang procedural rules po with respect to those cases.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that for us.
Opo.
Kapag ikaw ay na-arraign na, ibig sabihin may jurisdiction na yung korte sa'yo. Kapag
Opo.
hindi ka pa na-arraign, which is the case of Cassandra Ong now, the court does not take jurisdiction because basically they don't have jurisdiction of her because she did not appear or she was not arraigned.
Opo. That's true. So, ang problema po ng abogado dyan, we cannot actively participate in her trial. So, we cannot make manifestations, we cannot cross-examine the witnesses. The only thing we can do is to act as observers because all trials are public by mandate of the Constitution and the rules of court.
So,
So,
yun ang-
pwede po kami pumunta roon at mag-observe, ngunit tahimik lamang po kami. We cannot speak. We can just take notes for use in her possible defense when she finally becomes available to participate in the proceedings.
Yun ang magiging disadvantage, Attorney
Opo,
Topacio.
that's a very big disadvantage, but katulad po ng sabi ko, we cannot shy away from our duty. So kami po ay pupunta roon para mag-subaybay po.
But papaano ho kaya ang best recourse nito bilang kanyang abogado, seeing how this case might proceed? Would it be best, do you think, that she actually shows up? Or do you think that it's better that the court does not take jurisdiction of her para po magpatuloy yung kaso? But again, as mentioned a while ago, that could also prove disadvantageous for your client. I mean, if you were to tell us now, what would be the best course of action?
For a lawyer, from a legal standpoint, of course, it would be best for a client, any client, for the lawyer to be able to participate actively in litigation. But of course, as I have said, no matter the advice of the client, ultimately, no matter the advice of the lawyer, ultimately it would be the client to make the final decision based on circumstances na maaring siya lamang ang may nakakalam. Katulad po ni Senator Panfilo Lacson, pioneer niya yung term na fugitive from injustice. So baka nararamdaman ni Ms. Cassandra Leong na from day one, her rights have been violated, kaya ayaw niyang magpakita. So maari pong yun. So, but of course, that is only conjectural. We will know when we finally communicate with her.
Yeah, actually, that was my next question. If she actually feels that she will get a fair trial.
Maari pong hindi, ano? Ang base ko po sa aking sinasabi ay yun pong pagtrato sa kanya. Umpisa pa lang man po noong yung Quadcom, kung saan nakita mo for the first time in legislative history, the lawyer of a resource person was physically barred from talking to her in an effort to elicit answers that are violative of her constitutional rights. So, doon po ay tuloy-tuloy na. At ang para po sa amin, ang aming opinion dito sa qualified human trafficking, ito ay talagang this is a very flimsy case na hindi ko malaman kung bakit na i-final sapagkat wala naman pong basihan because she has no active participation in any human trafficking. But be that as it may, those circumstances may have led her to feel that she cannot get a fair shake from the government that is now in power.
Let me circle back, sir, to the time that what happened actually to Cassandra Ong na nandun po siya sa custody, hindi ho ba, ng House of Representatives from what I recall. And she was there up until natapos po yung 19th Congress.
Opo, she was ordered released sometime in December 13, 2024, if memory serves. Kaya nga po nagtataka ako, she was already released, but Rizzo Ontiveros expressed surprise recently. Rizzo Ontiveros is supposed to be a person who knows everything. And then May pa po yung kanyang warrant of arrest, bakit recently rin lang hinanap siya nung si Saldico ay nagsalita na ini-implicate yung Pangulo dito sa floodgate scandal.
So, mula nung December 2024, Attorney Ferdy, when was the last time you spoke to her?
I will have to check my records. We spoke sporadically because at the time she had an ongoing case with the Pasay RTC. And of course, at the preliminary investigation for the qualified human trafficking was ongoing. But after that, the communication lines, the exchange of communications between our office and our client became few and far between.
Is it true that she was in Japan?
I have no idea, maybe. The authorities said that she was tracked in Japan. I don't know when. So the government would be in the best position. It would have the resources, the means, and the manpower to be able to say where she is at any given moment.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio.
Yes, it's always a pleasure, ma'am. God bless, and thank you for the
To
opportunity.
you too, legal counsel ni Cassandra Ong.